So students, welcome to second session of Standard 8 Maths, chapter number 3, Understanding Quadrilaterals. In first session, we have discussed about polygons and exercise 3.1. So I hope your concepts about different polygons are clear now. So today in this second session, we'll solve the exercise 3.2 and 3.3 also, and also we'll discuss about quadrilaterals and some special quadrilaterals. So let's begin with second session. Students, in this session, we will learn about quadrilateral and different types of quadrilateral. First, quadrilateral means we have already seen and discussed in the session 1 that quadrilateral is a polygon with 4 sides and 4 angles. This word quadrilateral is a combination of two Latin words, quadri plus latus. Quadri means 4 and latus means side. So a polygon with 4 sides, we call it as a quadrilateral. In a quadrilateral, sides are straight lines and are two-dimensional. As you know, all the polygons we have studied or we are going to study, they are 2D shapes. Square, rectangle, rhombus, parallelogram, etc. are the examples of quadrilaterals. Let's see different types of quadrilaterals. First one is trapezium, or it is also called a trapezoid. It is a quadrilateral with a pair of parallel sides. You know that because it is a quadrilateral, there will be two pairs of sides which are opposite. These two and this two. Out of these two opposite sides, if one of the pair of opposite sides is parallel, then we call it as trapezium. Here in all these 4 figures, you can see the lines with arrows, they are parallel to each other. So here again I am repeating, only one pair of opposite sides is parallel, and such quadrilateral is called a trapezium or a trapezoid. Next one is kite. In this type of quadrilateral, you will see that two adjacent sides. Here, if we'll talk about this ABCD quadrilateral, then AB and AD, they are adjacent sides. BC and CD are adjacent sides. AD and CD are adjacent, and AB and BC are adjacent. Out of these 4 adjacent pairs, 2 adjacent pairs will be equal. So here you can see AB and AD are equal and BC and CD are equal. So here in case of kite, it is a special type of quadrilateral in which there will be exactly 2 distinct consecutive pairs of sides of equal length. So these are the different diagrams of kites. Property of kites is diagonal of kite are perpendicular to each other. If you will draw a diagonal AC and BD, then AC will be perpendicular to BD. Perpendicular means they will intersect each other at 90-degree angle. So this is one of the property of kite type of quadrilateral, that their diagonals are perpendicular to each other. Parallelogram. It is a quadrilateral whose opposite sides are parallel. As we have discussed in the trapezium, that any one of the pairs is parallel, But here in case of parallelogram, both the opposite sides will be parallel to each other. Here you can see AB is parallel to CD and AB is the opposite to CD. And here AD is parallel to BC and both sides are on the opposite sides of each other. So such quadrilateral we call it as a parallelogram. Now here this angle A, angle B, angle C, angle D. So four angles and four sides AB, BC, CD, AD. They are called elements of a parallelogram. This we'll discuss in the next slide. Elements of a parallelogram. Students, here you can see parallelogram ABCD. Let's discuss elements of this parallelogram ABCD. A parallelogram has four sides and four angles. For the parallelogram ABCD, the four sides are AB, BC, CD and DA, and the four angles are angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D. Here, sides AB and CD as well as sides BC and DE forms a pair of opposite sides. Similarly, angle A and C, angle B and D forms pair of opposite angles. So here, let me show you with a marker or a highlighter. Here you can see that this AB and CD, these are parallel sides. So this is forming one pair of parallel sides. And let me change the color. Here, this AD and BC, this is forming one more pair of parallel sides. So total two pairs of parallel sides we find. And same way, here you can see angle A and angle C. These are opposite angles. And same way, you can see here angle D, and here angle B. These are opposite angles. So here two pairs of opposite angles we have. Angle A and angle C, this is one pair. Angle B and angle D is the another one. Same way for parallel side, AB parallel CD, this is one pair. And AD parallel BC, this is another pair. Apart from this, the sides AB and BC, BC and CD, CD and DA and AB all are adjacent sides. So here you can see that this, now we are talking about adjacent sides. So this I am showing with blue color. AB is adjacent to BC. Same way this BC is adjacent to CD. Same way this CD is adjacent to DA and this DA is adjacent to AB. And same way for angles, again I'm marking it with blue for adjacent angles. A is adjacent to B, B is adjacent to C, C is adjacent to D and D is adjacent to A. So these are the elements of parallelogram. Now let's discuss properties of parallelogram. The opposite sides of parallelogram are of equal length. The opposite angles of a parallelogram are of equal measure. The adjacent angles in a parallelogram are supplementary. Here, supplementary means their total should be, if you add two adjacent angles, then the total should be 180 degrees. So, two adjacent angles are supplementary and the diagonals of parallelogram bisect each other. That means when the diagonals of parallelogram they are intersecting, it will be in the midpoint. So we call it as bisectors. So the diagonals of parallelogram bisect each other. Again discussing the properties. The opposite sides of a parallelogram are of equal length. The opposite angles of a parallelogram are of equal measure, and the adjacent angles in a parallelogram are supplementary. That means their sum is 180 degree and the diagonals of parallelogram bisect each other. So these are the properties of parallelogram. Some special parallelograms. First one is rhombus. Rhombus is a quadrilateral which has all sides of equal length. A rhombus has all the properties of parallelogram because we are now studying some special parallelograms. So rhombus is a parallelogram. It has four sides and so it is a quadrilateral also. But it is a special parallelogram because all the four sides they are of equal length. And because it is a parallelogram, it will have all the properties of parallelogram that we have discussed earlier. That both the pairs will be parallel, the opposite sides will be equal, opposite angles will be equal, and adjacent angles will be supplementary. So along with all these four properties of parallelogram, one more property a rhombus has is the diagonals of rhombus. They are perpendicular bisectors of each other. Remember, one of the properties of parallelogram we have discussed in the previous slide was the diagonals of parallelograms are bisector. But here the diagonals of rhombus are bisector, but they are perpendicular bisectors. That means they bisect each other at right angle. So if we'll talk about this diagram, then angle DOC, this angle you can see, this will be 90 degree. Because this is 90 degree, all rest three angles will also be 90 degree. So this is all about rhombus, one of the special parallelograms. Next one is rectangle. Rectangle is also a parallelogram. Here, because it is a parallelogram, it has all the properties of parallelogram. Along with that, one more is the diagonals of rectangle. They are of equal length as well as they bisect each other. They bisect each other, obvious because it is a parallelogram, but the length of the diagonals are equal. That means BD is equal to AC. Here AC and BD you can see they are the diagonals of a rectangle ABCD. So the length of BD, the distance from B to D and A to C is equal. Suppose if it is 5 centimeter, AC is equal to 5 centimeter, then BD is also a 5 centimeter. As well as they bisect each other. That means if suppose the point of intersection is O over here, then AO is equal to OC and BO is equal to OD. That means if I have said already that suppose if we are guessing that AC is equal to 5 centimeter, then AO will be 2.5 and OC will be 2.5. Same way, BO will be 2.5 and OD will be 2.5 because BD is equal to AC is equal to 5 centimeter we are guessing, and here the property is saying that they bisect each other. So the center point they will bisect each other at the center point. Next is square. It is also one of the type of a quadrilateral, and it is a special parallelogram also. So it is a rectangle parallelogram with all sides equal. We can say it has all the properties of rectangle along with one more property, that the diagonals of a square, they are perpendicular bisectors of each other. So one of the property of rectangle was the diagonals are of equal measure. So BL is equal to TE. Apart from that, they bisect each other. So BO is equal to OL and OE is equal to OT, and they are perpendicular to each other. That means they bisect each other at right angle, that is 90 degrees. So this is all about a square, which is a special parallelogram. Next, before we start the exercise, we will revise the topic that we have already done in session 1, because this topic we are going to use in solving the exercise. So remember the angle sum property of triangle, that you already know that the sum of three angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Another property is exterior angles of a polygon. The sum of measures of external angles of any polygon is 360 degrees. This property we are going to use while we are solving the exercise. Apart from this, you know that the exterior angle and the corresponding interior angles, they are making linear pair. Suppose this exterior angle is say 80 degree, then the corresponding interior angle, this one will be 100 degree. So this is also you have to keep in mind, because this also you need when we are solving the exercise. So let's start with the exercise. Exercise 3.2. Here in the given figure, triangle is there and you have to find the value of x. Here you can see that x is the exterior angle of the given triangle. Another two measures of two exterior angles are given to you. Now we know the property of exterior angles, that the sum of all exterior angles of any polygon is 360 degrees. So we are given already two exterior angles, 125 and 125. So let's take the sum of all the angles, that is 125 plus 125 plus x is equal to 360. So the value of x we are getting is 110 degrees. Next, find the measure of each exterior angle of a regular polygon of 9 sides. Here we are not given any diagram, but it is given that it is a regular polygon and it has 9 sides. So let's see. Again we are going to use the sum of all exterior angles of any polygon is equal to 360 degrees. Now because it is regular polygon means all the sides will be of equal measure and all the interior angles will be of equal measure. Now because all the interior angles are equal, obviously the exterior angles are also equal. So the measure of each exterior angle is same. So directly we will divide the sum, that is 360 degree, by number of sides, that is 9. So we'll get 40 degree, which is the measure of each exterior angle of a regular polygon with 9 sides. Next, question 4. How many sides does a regular polygon have if each of its interior angles is 165 degrees? In the previous question, you were given number of sides of a regular polygon, and here you are given a measure of interior angle and you have to find number of sides. So same we are going to use, that is the sum of all the exterior angles of any polygon is equal to 360 degrees. But before that, we are here given interior angle, that is 165 degrees. So first we are going to find out the exterior angle. So exterior angle will be 180 degree minus 165 is equal to 15 degree. Why? Because 180 degree we are taking because we know that the sum of exterior angle and the corresponding interior angle is 180 degree because they are making a linear pair. So now we know the sum of all the exterior angles of any polygon, that is 360 degree, and we know the measure of exterior angle of this particular polygon, that is 15 degree, that we have calculated. So dividing 360 by 15 degree, we will get 24, which is number of sides of the regular polygon. For what? For which interior angle is 165 degree, exterior angle is 15 degree, and number of sides are 24. Next, is it possible to have a regular polygon with measure of each exterior angle as 22 degree? So here we have to find out, can we draw a regular polygon with exterior angle as 22 degree? No. Why not? Because we know that the sum of exterior angle of any polygon is 360 degree. And because it is a regular polygon, the exterior angle has to be multiple of 360 degree. So here 22 degree is not the multiple of 360 degree, and hence such polygon is not possible. Because if you divide 360 by 22, you will not get a whole number. So it is not possible to have a regular polygon with measure of each exterior angle as 22 degree. Next, can it be an interior angle of a regular polygon? Why? So here they are asking that if it is possible that a regular polygon has interior angle of 22 degree, here also it is not possible because if you subtract 180 and 22, if you subtract 22 from 180, then the difference is 158 degree. So again, if you divide 360 degree by 158, the number you are getting is not a whole number. And we know that the number of sides cannot be in decimals. So here it is not possible to have a regular polygon with measure of interior angle as 22 degree. Question 6. What is the minimum interior angle possible for a regular polygon and why? A regular polygon with lowest possible number of equal sides is 3, that we know, and it is equilateral triangle, but we know that the sum of angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degree, and it is given that it is an equilateral triangle. Suppose if angle is x, then it will be x plus x plus x is equal to 180 degree. So value of x is equal to 60 degree. So the minimum interior angle possible for a regular polygon is 60 degree. Next exercise. In this exercise, we are going to use the properties that we have learned about different quadrilaterals, different types of quadrilaterals, and some special parallelograms also. So you have to learn, you must be aware of all the properties of parallelogram, kite, square, rectangle, and rhombus. And using those properties, we are going to solve this exercise. Starting with question number 4. You have to find out the values of x, y, and z for the given diagram, which is a parallelogram. Here, angle B you are given is 100 degree, and you have to find the value of x, y, and z. Now remember the properties of parallelogram. We know that the adjacent angles of parallelogram, they are supplementary. Supplementary means the sum of two adjacent angles of parallelogram is 180 degrees. Now we know over here that angle B here you are given is 100 degree and C is the adjacent angle as well as A is the adjacent angle. So we can write x plus 100 is equal to 180. So x is equal to 80 degrees. Now we also know that the opposite angles of parallelogram are equal. Angle B is the opposite angle of D. So here the value of y is equal to 100 because angle B is 100 degree and here y is in the opposite side of B. So value of y is 100. So the value of x we are getting is 80, y is 100. But here again you see angle A is the opposite angle of C. So if x we have calculated is 80, then z is also 80 degree. So the value of x and z is equal to 80 degree and y is equal to 100 degree. Next, in the same question, one more diagram you're given, a parallelogram you're given, and you have to find the value of x, y, and z. Again, using the properties. By mistake over here, you can see in the diagram, it is 3 degree, but we are going to consider it as 30 degree. Okay, so taking it as 30 degree, and this x, here you are given the symbol of right angle. So obviously this x is also 90 degree. So taking the value of x is equal to 90 degree. The sum of interior angles of triangle is 180 degree. If you consider this triangle, this first one, let me take the highlighter and show you. Wait. If you will take this triangle, if you'll consider this triangle which I am indicating with yellow highlighter, okay, then here you can see this x, y and z. Not z, but it is given 30 degree. By mistake it is showing over here 3 degree. That's fine. Here x is 90, y you have to find, and this is 30. And you know that x plus y plus 30 is equal to 180 by angle sum property of a triangle. So we can find out y plus 120 is equal to 180. So y is equal to 60 degree. Now still we have to find out z also. How you will find out the value of z is, here you can see this line. This I am indicating from here. Let me show. Here, this one, and this one. You can see it is forming a Z shape. So it is forming an alternate interior angles. If you will remember that you have studied in 7th standard, it is forming alternate interior angle, a pair of alternate interior angles. This Y and this Z, they are forming alternate interior angles. So the value of Y we have calculated over here is 60 degree. So obviously this value of Z is also same. So Z is also 60 degree. I hope you're clear. Let me explain again. So first we'll solve this triangle using angle sum property. We'll be getting x plus y plus 30 degree is equal to 180. So value of y we will be getting 60 degree. And now because this y is forming a pair with z, alternate interior angles, y is equal to z. So z is also 60 degree. Next, the following figure RUNS is a parallelogram find x and y. Here lengths you are given, they are in centimeter. Here in this parallelogram RUNS, you are given the diagonals RN and SU, and you have to find the value of x and y. Using the property of a parallelogram that the diagonals of parallelogram bisect each other, that means x plus y is equal to 60 and y plus 7 is equal to 20. So using this property, first we will find the value of y. So y plus 7 is equal to 20. Here y plus 7 is equal to 20. So y is equal to 13 centimeter. And here x plus y is equal to 16. Now we will replace the value of y in this equation. We will write x plus 13 is equal to 16. So x is equal to 3 centimeter and y is equal to 13 centimeter. So here we are using the property of a parallelogram that the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Next, here you can observe many parallelograms. The main one is RLUK, and inside that you have two parallelograms RISK, risk, and CLUE, clue. Here we are not going to consider RCEK. Okay, and we are also not going to consider LISU. We have to consider RISK and CLUE. Again, let me highlight one of it so it will be easier for you. This R and S and K and back to R. So this, and let me change the color. So, okay. And we are going to consider this CLUE, and coming back to, okay, so this two parallelograms we have to consider so that it will be easier for us to find the value of x. Let's see. Here, this is 120 we are given. Okay. So the adjacent angle we will be using that for this parallelogram RISK, risk, angle RKS, or we can write SKR is equal to 120, and adjacent angle of that is ISK. This I, S and K. So we are going to talk about wait, let me change the color. We are going to talk about this angle. Okay, so it is I, S and K. So this ISK is the adjacent angle of this RKS, which is 120 degrees. And we know that the property that the adjacent angles are supplementary. So the sum of adjacent angles will be 180. Now we know that this is 120. So obviously this ISK is 180 minus 120 is equal to 60 degrees. Now this we are done with this risk parallelogram. Now we are going to take into consideration this E angle. Okay, this E1. So for the CLUE, clue, this is 70 degree, and you know that the opposite angle to this one is this CEU, this one. So this will be also 70 degree. So let me show you in the next page, next slide. Let's see over here. Here we have already done this angle S. Okay, this we have done, and now we are going to take into consideration this one. So this is, we have calculated that this is 70 degree. Okay, and this S we have calculated is 60 degree. Okay, and this X we have to find out. So this is 70, this is 60, and this is X. And this is the triangle you can see. Suppose if I am writing O over here, this point of intersection, then for this OSE, this is the triangle you can see. For this triangle, we'll be using angle sum property. So X plus 60 plus 70 is equal to 180 degree. So X is equal to 50 degree. Let me explain you again. For this first triangle RISK, we have used the property that the adjacent angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. Using that, we have first calculated the value of this angle S, which we are getting 60 degree. Now for this second parallelogram CLUE, this angle L is 70 degrees. So opposite to that, this E is again 70 degree. Now considering this triangle only, X plus 60 plus 70 is equal to 180 degree, and using that we are getting the value of X as 50 degree. Here many times students, where you make mistake is, you consider, sometimes you consider this angle I, or sometimes you consider this angle P, and that makes your sum wrong. Just keep in mind, just highlight the portion with different color, which you have to take into consideration while solving such problems, so it will be easier for you. So here we are ending with the second session of chapter 3, understanding quadrilaterals. I hope you have understood all the topics that we have covered. I advise you that you should learn all the properties of different types of quadrilaterals and some special parallelograms also, so that it will be easier for you to solve the exercises. Till then, bye and take care of yourself.